Okay, hello. This is Jacqueline Kane, Master Energy Healer, low back pain specialist, helping women get to the root cause of their physical, emotional, and financial pain. And I'm very excited today to have my guests, Lisa Roche and Pamela Downs, founding partners in Spirit Calling. So welcome, ladies.
Welcome, Jack. Hi, Jack. Yeah, thank you for having us. It's exciting to be here.
Absolutely. I really love what you both are doing, and I really want more people to hear about it. Like we keep saying, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and many of them need some help. So we are here to spread the word. So would you guys like to share a little bit about what Spirit Calling is for those who have not heard of it?
Yeah. Where do we start, Lisa?
Hey, Pamela.
Well, we should start by saying that the name Spirit Calling is something that, kind of describes what happened with Lisa and I. We each heard a call individually, separately, prior to our partnership from Spirit to create a place for humankind who are going through their awakening journey, to have a safe place, to be held, to be, able to have like-minded individuals, a community of support and practitioners. And we came together after, a 2-year journey of listening to Spirit saying, it's time. And that was the birth of Spirit Calling. And what else, Lisa? I think that was our beautiful journey of listening to the call.
It really was. I mean, I think both of us reached a point where we looked at the trajectory for the awakening process and how lonely and painful and disconnected. God, that makes me want to cry. But that was our existence. That's the typical existence of when you wake up one day and you suddenly feel completely disconnected from everything and everyone you've ever known.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, for God's sake, there needs to be more.
Yeah.
We wanted to take that away from the world. We wanted to take the pain out of the world. We kind of wanted to normalize this whole awakening process. It doesn't need to be so difficult.
Yeah.
And once you have, I like to say that Spirit Calling is this beautiful recipe of practitioner guidance and support, tools, and education. When you have this little buffet of awakening support, you can go and you can pick exactly what resonates best with you.
At that time. Yes.
Exactly. At that time, because you're in constant shifting and changing and growing and expanding, or at least you should be. And if you're not, that's when you should start questioning your life. But as you continue to grow and grow, you get to come in and really figure out what works best for you.
Yeah. And that's what happened when we were each going through our journeys. We didn't, and we went through them a while ago. People are going through a different experience now. It's never ending. But when we had what I call my knockdown, and Lisa has her individual story, I didn't have a community. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I suddenly realized this woman that was my client, she became my best friend. We were reading the same books at the same time. We were gobbling up the same videos. We were like on the same path. We needed that. I went to the library. I looked up everything metaphysical. I was just devouring everything I could. And that path and those breadcrumbs just were continual. These are the resources and all the different things that we've, experienced. It's all in one place. The community of people, they're there. The practitioners to help you are there. We give them members little digestible samples of these practitioners' modalities so that they can kind of see what everyone is about and see what works for them. Because as Lisa just said, it's an evolving journey. You might need something at one time and not know what you need, and then suddenly you'll need something else, and there's a practitioner there.
That's right.
It's an honor to be able to support people in this way, and we just love what we've created, and you're a part of it. You're a part of it, Jacqueline. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Everybody.
It's an amazing group. Yeah.
Name drop everybody. Jackie's in there. She's awesome.
And
you over now.
You guys bring up a very important point. We've all gone through our dark night of the soul, awakening, whatever you want to call it, but we did it on our own because there weren't a lot of communities. There may have been communities, but they didn't have the integrity that
Yes.
I think Spirit Calling has right now.
Yes.
And there's a lot of
Thank you.
unknown when you're going through all of this. There are, and especially there's so many holistic women practitioners who are out there. And I was one of them. I was grasping, like hiring and spending thousands of dollars on people. And if I would have saved myself so much time if I did more healing back then, and the right kind of healing. And I know it's all a journey, but my gosh, for all those holistic people out there who think that they can just hang up a sign outside and the people are going to come, it's not going to happen until we do our own inner work.
Yes. And thank you for saying that. It makes us feel so happy to hear that, because it's important for our portal and for our community to maintain a certain vibration, the integrity and the level of the work that people are doing, the community members, the practitioners, Lisa and we are constantly maintaining this vibration so that we're able to serve. We're able to serve, because that's the ultimate goal Lisa and I talk about, is we are helping humankind. We are helping to raise the vibration of the planet. Our goal is to touch 1%. It is.
I mean,
it
it
might
really
sound
is
far out, but come on, it is.
Yep. I keep joking with people. I just want to connect with 1% of the 8 billion. That's plenty, right?
I mean, it's from what we've experienced and what we've been told is that 1% is the inflection point, right? To leave this vibration of fear and start living in a vibration of peace. It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So we have to get to that 1%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And there is a lot of fear of all kinds of things.
There is. And that leads me right into the Great Council of Light. They are an infinite, intelligent, angelic group of beings that we channel. And they are what we say our CEO or our chief, they're in charge. And they want to give us messages of hope, messages to combat that fear, messages of guidance to help alleviate the pain and suffering, always. And when I had the vision of Spirit Calling in 2020, when I was told to build the portal and they told me Spirit Calling in the middle of the night, it took a year until I actually started to want to build it, and Lisa came into my life, and there's a long story about that. But I also had visions and downloads and premonitions and all kinds of understandings about what the future is going to hold. And part of why Spirit Calling exists is I was told there's going to be a great event, but there's going to be a great event, and it's going to break the glass ceiling of our reality, and that humankind is going to just stand there and say, who am I? What is this place that I live? I don't understand where I stand. And it was created to help support them, to hold them, to guide them, and to communicate messages so that we can help and support people. And that's a shift that's going to happen fast. And that's going to shift consciousness quickly. That's going to hit that beyond that 1%, everyone all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a humbling job. It's a humbling, you tell this story, it's humbling. But you just put one foot in front of the other every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned something else about intuition. I think there's so many women who have been taught to not trust their intuition. We're all human beings. We're all intuitive, right? But so many, I find, have been taught at an early age. Well, they knew things. So to have a young child know something, it scares the adults. So do you want to share a little bit about that and what it's like to even expand more into your intuition?
Sure. We have an entire growth journey. It's the Reiki healing journey. And it's a way to, yes, get attuned for Reiki, so you can practice Reiki at the end of it. But more importantly, it's to teach you how energy works. It's to teach you how to get back in touch with your intuition, to be able to use it for your own well-being. So I think it's been bred out of us, beaten out of us, and disciplined out of us, right? To not listen to our guts, to actually go and behave yourself. Right? I air quote that. Go behave yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Stay small, keep quiet, all of the things. And the part of this raising of the vibration, the collective vibration, which is why it's deemed feminine as well, is because that feminine energy allows you to feel into things as opposed to just shove it down and continue forward. Very masculine, to fight your way through. But now we've got this shift on the planet that allows us, I may start crying, it allows us to actually rise up into feeling things and feeling our way through life, which is the complete polar opposite of, well, I have to, and I was told to, so I ought to, right?
I have to
Yeah.
think about it, think about it, think
Right.
about it,
I got to think about it. And
rationalize
is
about it.
this appropriate?
Yeah.
I used to tell my kids, listen, when you go out into public, certain things are inappropriate, right? They make you fart, because just farting is inappropriate, right? I mean, these are the things that I would say. Ask someone how they are. To not ask someone is inappropriate. But our generation was, it's inappropriate to talk. It's inappropriate to voice your opinion. It's inappropriate to have worth. Right? It's inappropriate to be seen, for God's sake.
Oh, you did what you were told, and you
So we
didn't ask
did what we
questions.
were told.
Yeah.
And now we're learning to, yes, tap into our intuition, which often carries with it this weight of shame and guilt, because who am I to feel something? Who am I to have an opinion? And if my opinion is different from yours, that must mean that we're at odds. That must mean you're my enemy. Instead of, oh, I recognize that you're at a different place and a different time, and you have a different opinion. No big deal.
Yeah, and that's okay, you know.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And as an artist and a musician and a singer, like I'm a full creative. Even growing up as a kid, I always like had knowings, but I stifled them. I was told like I was made to feel like I wasn't smart or something because I was a musician, because they were my strong suits were intuition and all of those skills that came around and that in it.
She's brilliant. Can I just like hashtag brilliance there?
You're so sweet.
Yeah, you are.
Well, at 52, like I can sit there and like reflect on different things now, which is really cool. But the evolving intuition never ends. I mean, it's so cool. I love hearing a community member say, "Oh yeah, that resonated with me, so I've been listening more to that inner guidance," rather than even if it's just like picking up the tissue box and bringing it into the next room. When you be like, "What do I need that for?" and then everything spills while you're standing, like. Like things like that, the little tiny little drops that come down and honoring them. And that's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Well, and the other thing is the more you listen to your intuition and most often you have no idea where it's leading to. Like yesterday we were driving through Trenton. We were picking up our son from the train station and we were stopped at a light and something told me, give that homeless man $10. And I was like, I don't even know if I have $10 on me, but I opened my wallet. It's the only thing I have. It's a 10. And I said, excuse me, sir. And I gave it to him. And he said, thank you. And he said, God bless. And that was the end of it. And I looked at my husband and I said, I have no idea why I had to do that. But I know I had to do that. So it's that blind faith ripple effect. You are infusing your energy into the world by doing exactly what your intuition tells you to do.
That's what we're
That's
doing.
how you put it out there, and then it all winds up coming back to you.
Oh, that's that ripple that we saw. You just described that ripple that we saw, and then this wave coming back.
Yes, and then it comes back.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting, but some of the messages.
But the power is in the intuition. Let's just answer that question.
Yeah.
And it's different for everybody. And everybody has to trust their own intuition. When we all put on our own oxygen mask
Yeah.
then we can take care of everybody instead of coming from a depleted cup.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
And instead of
Absolutely.
this battle and this fighting that's going on right now, can I just have my opinion and allow you to have yours
Right.
without
And sit in
having to
peace.
bulldoze
Right.
everybody?
Yes. And sit in peace and
Yeah.
converse.
Well, and then you get to the point where you recognize that your opinion has nothing to do with me. Like, isn't that awesome?
Right.
Right. It's so
Like,
freeing.
who
Yeah.
gives a bleep? Because it has absolutely nothing to do with me.
And
I
even
can
my
censor-
opinion,
I
it
can
doesn't
censor
really
myself.
matter, right? I'm not pushing
Right.
my opinion. I don't care.
Doesn't matter. You go sit in yours, I'll sit in mine, and we'll be good. Well, and all joking aside, the more often you do that, the more that you're feeding your own vibration, so that your vibration comes up. What you're doing is fostering that confidence.
Yeah.
Right? It no longer has to come from an outside source.
Yeah.
It's all internal, and you're stoking that fire,
Yeah.
and you're creating
Ooh.
the energy of confidence.
Yes.
And you don't need anybody else's anything coming at you, because you figured out how to be enough all on your own.
Yes. Yes. And
That's living at that higher vibration.
Yeah. And the people around you give them permission to do the same thing. You get
Ding, ding,
everybody
ding.
around you to be enough, and your kids to be enough.
Yes.
So that we don't, we're not sending them out into the world wounded, and
Right.
that they're not going to hurt other people.
Right.
Right. So that we're healing the planet.
Exactly.
What is needed. Yes.
The domino effect.
Yes.
But that's why community is so important. And that's why we were called to create a community, because the more you surround yourself with like-minded people who are like, yeah, I want a better world too. And yeah, the only way I'm going to get there is to be my best version. Like, start focusing, and and then to be amplified in that thought process of, you have to be your very best, ignore what everybody else is saying, and just focus on what is right for you.
Yes.
You have to reprogram, retrain your brain.
You do. And here's the other thing, being in service. So when you're not focused on all those other things, you're able to focus on other people, then you're able to show up in service. And that's what's happening in the portal. It's amazing to witness that. It's amazing to feel the love, because you can feel the energy. You can feel the vibration when practitioners show up to support a member who wrote a question, and then everyone's just showing love to each other, or providing resources, or just communicating with each other. Because sometimes that's all someone needs, like we said before, is someone to just say, I get it. You know what you're going through. Have you checked out Jackie's page? Go read her, what she's doing.
Right.
You know, it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And when people witness that being in service, it goes out, and then it comes back to them. And then they witness it.
So I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to talk. So who are your ideal clients? What are some results that your clients receive? Let's talk about that.
So as an individual practitioner, or as spirit calling in our community?
Both.
I mean,
because you're not separate, right? What you do.
Right.
I was just going to say, I mean, what I do is 24/7. Yeah. So, I mean, I work with private clients. So I guess for me, at the very least, it all started, I work privately. And I had, and this is how the universe works, everybody. These are the breadcrumbs. These are the signs. I'm about ready to give you the big secret. About a half a dozen people in over a 2-3 month period said the exact same thing to me, which was, and this was after COVID. This was post COVID, when I had to close the studio for however long. They all came back and they said the exact same thing. Is there a way that you can clean yourself?
Oh, we missed.
We missed that. Say that again.
Yeah.
Oh, too high a vibration. Every single client came to me and said, is there a way to clone yourself? Is there a way that I could have you with me all the time? And me being an ignorant human was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. That's so
That's
funny.
cute.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be awesome? My life would be so much easier if I could clone myself. So cool. And then, so I didn't get it, right? I didn't get it. And all of my clients, they all come to me for the exact same reason. They could go to anybody else, but they would always come to me because somehow, some way, I knew exactly what was wrong with them. I could get to the root of it in an instant. And then they would leave half an hour, 60 minutes later, feeling like a brand new person. Now, the problem that I started to see was I sort of kind of felt like an energetic drug dealer. where I was like, you come to me, you feel better, that's awesome, and then you come back when you don't. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great? I'm hearing, can't you clone yourself so that I could be with you all the time, right? All the time. So what they really need is 24/7 support, accountability, some place where they could go to feel their best all the time. So I started ruminating on that, and then woke up one day while rebranding my private work. I woke up and I was like, I have to work with Pamela Downs. There's a special project that I have to work on with Pamela Downs. Now, Pamela and I were already working together, rebranding my private studio. So I asked her to stay after for a meeting, and I said, Pamela, I woke up with a message that we have to help all humankind. We have to create a portal for mankind. It's for everyone in their awakening process. They need some place to be for support, so that what I offer in a private setting can be given in a mass setting, one to many, one to all. And let's make that big a difference, that big an impact. And she was like, oh my God, which I'll let Pamela hook that up. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this. But long story short, I help to get to the very root of whatever somebody's going through. And that happens in a couple of ways. One, intuitively, I can feel, right? All my clairsenses, I can feel exactly what's going on with someone. I can feel, taste, smell, see, hear, sense, right down to what's happening in a single cell within your body. I can sense things like cancer. I can sense disease, and then get to the root of it, the energetic root of it, meaning then I go into channeling, into an oracle state where I can trans channel back to, okay, what was the very beginning of this? Now let's go a little bit of time travel, get to the energy of that, rework that, bring that forward so that you're no longer suffering from what you're suffering from right now and then into the future. So you don't take it with you. And in that process, you get a whole bleep ton of information. Shiitake ton. Shiitake ton.
You can say that. We like that.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. And how about you, Pamela?
So I have a unique story. I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, and I was in a creative space. So I was always musical and in that space and very in touch with my intuition. But in 2020, I had a journey, right before 2020, I had a journey where all my psychic abilities that I kind of was getting a little bit of dabs here and there, everything opened up after a week-long plant journey with ayahuasca. And at the end of the journey, this light came through the top of my head and everything opened up, and I heard, your psychic abilities have been enhanced. Everything will be different from this point forward. And that's when everything started changing in my life. That's when I started experiencing different beings in different dimensions. I started understanding the contrast. I started channeling light language. I started having premonitions and visions. I'd wake up in the middle of the night with aliens next to my bed. And I was just on this crash course of learning all of these different beings and all these different dimensions and frequency and energy and all of it. I journaled it. I worked with different practitioners. Like, I didn't have a spirit calling, so the universe was holding me, and I was a part of a conscious entrepreneur group that was global, and I would meet different people that were at the right time, the perfect person I needed to work with at that time. And since then until now, I have been channeling the Great Council of Light and working with these guides to be able to support clients. And, you know, I haven't been charging anyone now. I'm going to start a private practice eventually, but spirit calling is really my primary function, to get this functioning in a place where we're really serving and it's just robust and working really well for everyone. It's our baby. And it just started like running, you know, it's just starting to get legs and going. But I'm able to help support people with these messages. They help them understand that they're either on the right journey, or they help them understand their life and the experiences that they've had. The messages are so unique, and the Great Council speaks to them so beautifully in a way that is just resonates with them. We had a person who's a scientist, and I didn't know her background, and they started the message with, you are a beautiful specimen. You know, it's things like that I don't even know are happening, but I am just honoring this flow that's coming from me and trusting this guidance. And right now I've been asked to step into the space of delivering these messages to humankind about events that are coming to our planet. And I just started channeling live. So they work through me, and they kind of take the characteristics on in my body, and you can see the physicality of it. And there's a connection that happens. They channel through, and I speak the messages. So I can automatic write and speak. So it just depends, you know, how I'm going to deliver them. But that's what I was going to call you, Pamela. That's what Lisa and I are really trying to figure out now. There's been a bunch of messages that need to be delivered, and there's kind of an urgency around them in the last day or so. And there's other guides and channelers that we've seen that are delivering the same message. So we're going to work to figure out how to deliver those. So that's what we're doing. So in 2020, one of those visions that happened was I woke up in the middle of the night and heard spirit calling. And I got up and I wrote it down and went back to sleep. And in the morning, I bought the domain and I put it in the back of my head and I went on with my day. And then I started hearing, you need to build a portal for humankind. I'm like, a portal? I don't even use that word. I don't even know what that means. And I'm like, for humankind? You mean I'm not just building a website? I do those all the time. Like, I know what that is. I know how to do that. But no, you need to build a portal for humankind. There's going to be an event. The glass ceiling is going to break. They're not going to know where they land, who they are, this planet that they live on. They're going to need a place to be held. And I kept hearing it. And then about a year after I heard spirit calling, I saw this vision in the middle of the night of this little icon, which is right here, right there. I saw the wings. I got up and I sketched them. And I saw this little icon go down on an iPhone screen. And I remember witnessing it, getting up, drawing it. And then the next morning, seeing it. And then I had to go on to GoDaddy for some reason a couple of days later. And I saw spirit-calling.com. And I went, oh my God, they're the same thing. Like the dots were put together. And then I kept hearing, it's time to build the portal. It's time to build the portal. It's time to build the portal. And I'm like, okay, send me the people. Send me. I will humbly do this. And then that's when Lisa said, Pamela, it's time for us to work together. And we started working on a project for her. But I'm an intuitive, and I have been helping people understand and define their soul's purpose through their alignment with their business and what they're supposed to do with the world. And I've always worked in this higher level way, but with Lisa, it was even higher. She would say to me in the morning, I see light. And I would say, I saw the light and I'm already working on it. Like, I mean, that's how it was. It was unbelievable. So one morning we had a team meeting, like she said, can you hang on the call, Pamela? I have something I want to discuss with you. I said, sure. So everyone left and she said, I received a message last night that we're supposed to work on a different project, Pamela. It's a portal for humankind to help them navigate through their spiritual awakening. And I just started crying. And I was like, and I know what it's called. It's called spirit calling. And that was the beginning of it. Yep. And since then, we've been working to create this place. That's called, that's the in-service. That is, there's no way I could turn my back on that inspiration. That's the guidance. That's life-changing. Right,
Yeah.
Lisa?
And I have chills on that, right? So, I mean, it's
Mhm,
you guys stepping in, trusting, doing all the inner work to get to that
mhm.
place where you
Yes,
trust and you're listening
continually.
and you're trusting what's coming through. Yeah.
There's so
And
much
then
trust. There is
that
so much trust.
that is the essence of spirit calling, is that we have these divine guides who are teaching us just a few steps ahead of us
Mm,
teaching others. You know
yes,
what I mean? So it's like
Mhm.
at the exact same time, we are seekers and guides.
yes.
Our guides just happen to be divine in nature, and then they lower the vibration to have it come through us for
Mhm,
the next level to be able to accept it, and then they're able to take it and sort of interpret it down another frequency so that more people get it,
mm,
right? It's like understanding the color red. When we were little, it was just red. And then as you grow up and you start to become a little bit more enriched in life, you understand there's so many different shades of red. That's
Mhm.
because the frequency of it has increased in your life. So your conscious understanding can take in all these different shades, right?
Mhm.
It's the exact same thing. So
Yeah.
mm,
peace for one person at a very low vibration is, I just need to get out of effing pain,
Yeah.
right? I
right.
want peace in my
Yeah.
body. I'm in a lot of pain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? I have low back pain. That
Jackie knows that. Yeah.
yes, and then someone like Jackie comes in and is like, "Listen, I can get you out of there and raise your vibration." Now they're at a different capacity of understanding. That's a
Hmm.
higher frequency. That's a
Yeah.
higher vibration. So it's this combination of individual care that that I imbue with my personal work. I always bring my personal work into the community. So it's like, it's just our special sauce. And then we have a community of other healers and practitioners like yourself, Jackie, all you amazing people who then bring your special sauce into it.
Hmm.
And then community members who are raising their vibration, they come in and they're like these newbies of, I don't know, and doing
Mhm.
headlights, and you're like, no, because guess what? You're even
You're
a step
here.
above them who aren't
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
So just
here.
get in and start raising your vibration, and we
Hmm.
give simple tools all the way up to, this is divine messaging, and you have to go take a leap
Yeah.
of
And
faith.
that's that
Yeah.
intuition. That's that
Yeah.
intuition you talk about. Like when they come and they are able to relieve their pain, it makes them think of something else. And that's
Yes.
that journey.
It
That's
frees
that
up
journey.
those neural
Yeah.
receptors to start
Yes.
thinking bigger,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like making sure you have shelter and food so
Yeah.
that you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can think of something
Right.
else, deal with something else.
Because so
Right.
many people are in survival mode and we want to take them
Exactly.
to where they're
Yes.
living and thriving
Thrive. I
out
don't even
of
want you to live. I want you to
survival,
thrive, for God's
right?
sake. You deserve the best.
Yes.
Yeah. And so let's talk about money and
Mm.
healing,
Oh
Yeah.
right?
yeah. Huge.
Let's
Oh,
talk
So
about
money
that.
is like that. Ugh, like it
but
makes my chest hurt for everybody who's
yeah.
listening to this and who will listen to this. I'm already feeling like all of a sudden my chest just got really tight for absolutely everybody.
Hmm.
So money is the final frontier of all of this. Um, you can clear through a lot of bull shiitake mushrooms and then come like 2 decades later and be like, oh, wait a second, I'm still afraid of money.
Yeah.
I'm still afraid of that final. So, several months ago, I received a message that the very frequency of money is changing.
Hmm. Yep.
Hmm.
And it's no longer this material aspect of your soul in exchange for, meaning your worth, whatever number your account is at. Like
Yeah.
literally, that's my worth in the world.
Hmm.
Imagine my middle fingers are up. And right, oh, it makes me mad. But the very frequency of it is going back to just a barter. It
Yeah.
was only meant to symbolize the
Hmm.
exchange of energy between people. That's it. I want to give you love, so you give me love. I don't have the same capacity of love. So I need to give you something that represents the love you need. Here's money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we've
It's
been
so
born.
simple.
Yeah.
That's
And we've been
beautiful
born
explaining.
into an enslavement system.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Where,
I mean,
you know,
completely insane.
yes.
Yeah.
And there's been, you can argue like it's even in our DNA. It's coming
It
energetically from
absolutely is.
generations and generations and generations, not just in the stories or the routines or the
Nope.
actions that we've learned
Program.
from each generation. It's in our DNA.
Yeah.
It
absolutely
gets transferred to us in the womb. And
Yes.
so it's our job now. And Lisa and I can attest to this. We're continually working through. I mean, one of our biggest healing that's going to be in this lifetime is in regards to money.
Yeah.
This portal and stepping into this is a huge conviction in money for us.
Yes.
I mean, and it's helping to heal others. It's
Yes.
very, very interesting. When you start this journey, you want to experience practitioners. And when you start the journey and you start understanding the frequency of each practitioner, you might start with someone who is, low cost, it's a bite size, you can get it. But then you start understanding, I don't resonate with her, but you paid for it. And as you get a higher and more high vibration person, the fee is going to be a little bit more. It's your job to push through that.
Yes.
It's your job to push through that. That's part of the healing.
So beautifully said.
But it is.
Said.
But it is, so you have to witness that.
Yeah. And you have to feel it. And I want everybody to get to that point of you feel the fear, but you do it anyway, because all of this everything is energy. Money's energy. Physical pain is energy. You are energy. So as you clear these energetic blocks, the beautiful thing is money just shows up.
Absolutely.
Opportunities just show up.
Yep.
Life is easy, flowing, and abundant.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the beauty of your work, Jackie.
Yes.
I mean, you're low back pain specialist. You are pelvic sacral related. Money, fear of enough, fear of safety, fear of security is all in that low back. It's all in your sacral and your root chakras. Those are getting emptied out and flipping. They are actually flipping. So when people understand, like what Pamela said, it's not, oh, I have to pay more to get better. No, that's not it. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
If you want to clear a certain amount and then raise your vibration so that you can actually welcome more into your life, clear out the cache of bull shiitake mushrooms and allow for more to come in, then that's what you have to resonate with. That's who you need to connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have a great example of that too. I have a great example of this for your people. When you're done.
One second. Yeah. Because coming from the healer and practitioner's perspective, there's a lot of guilt that comes with, but I want to help people. So I'm going to charge very little. No, you're not helping anybody. What you're doing is enslaving yourself too.
And hurting other practitioners.
And exactly. And the only thing you're now doing is saying, well, I'm not worthy of the highest vibration, which is represented by a higher number. Okay, so I'm going to lower my vibration and only attract the low vibration. Yeah, I am really sick and tired of, I'm doing such a good job, Pamela, of centering myself, but I am really sick and tired of that script. I really am. I'm really, really tired of it. So every practitioner, every healer, every energy worker out there, if your only takeaway is to understand, you raise your vibration and then you make that number represent it, you will, I promise you, you are doing everybody on this planet a service.
Yeah.
Everybody on this planet a service. Because then they have to rise to actually meet you. And what have you done? You've already given them a gift of healing at that point.
Yes.
So let's go.
Yes.
Yeah. As we were saying this quickly, I feel like I'm supposed to say this because it's the perfect example and I haven't thought about it in years. So it was guidance. I was just coming out of a divorce I lost everything in a recession, just got divorced. I didn't have anything to spare, nothing. But when I saw a video about Red Mia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica, that was an ayahuasca specific journey with high level, almost 5-star. I didn't know anything other than I was supposed to go there. The intuition came in. I had a knowing I was supposed to go there. That year, I got a tax return that was exactly what it was to cover that. I needed a new roof. I needed new windows. I needed new anything. I needed anything and everything. But I had to trust that I was supposed to go, because this amazing individual got put in front of me by a divine unfolding that personally invited me to go with a small group of people, that one of them was the owner of the place that I knew I was supposed to go to. And I had to work through fear and use that money to go. And if I didn't do it, there would be no spirit calling. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't have awakened that way, raised my vibration, had the intuition, gotten the call. Maybe I would have had another knockdown another time later, but it's all so divine and it's all so empowering. But you have to do it. You have to do it. Push through the fear, over the fear, hurdle over the fear.
That's a really good point, though, that you just said. Maybe I would have had another knockdown later on.
I would have.
You would have.
You would have.
So, and that's another thing, you know,
that's
that
a very
tired
good
of.
Yeah.
We're really tired of it. Why suffer the knockdown? Why not push through your fear instead of
just do it,
taking a beating in life?
Yeah.
You know, and I say that from personal experience. I mean, you know, talk all these reasons why we started Spirit Calling. That's another big one, a huge one. You don't have to suffer. You do need to trust.
Yeah, we say that all the time.
You need to process your fear, but you don't have to suffer.
No.
You don't. So it's why we set the price point at something really very easy and accessible. I am well aware that if you want to work with me on a private level, it's going to cost. You want to know why? I'm really good at what I do. That's why. I bleeped it, didn't I? I bleeped it, but I did. But it's true. I'm really good at what I do.
These women are amazing at what they do. Yes, you could be out of pain. You could feel better tomorrow. You can be having money show up. You can have amazing relationships. Just get through the fear, say yes, and do it. Yep.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And when you do that, when you trust, there's this whole support.
Yeah.
Because you're not tied to us. You don't have to work with us forever. We teach you the tools so that you can heal. That's why what we do is really not a good business model. Right?
I mean, right? That's why the goal is one and done. Are you kidding?
Right. That's why they dominate.
Goal in life.
That's why they don't want us sharing this, because it's not a big money maker. Right? You don't have to take pills for the rest of your life. Anyway, and I'm not telling anybody to go off your pills, but I'm just saying this is a great enhancement for what you are already doing. Right?
Well, it's like electricity was never meant to be a fee. Electricity was meant to be free. It's energy. Energy is free. It's accessible, but you do need to learn how to tap into it, because that skill has really been muffled and censored for decades upon decades upon decades.
And taught not to trust.
Correct.
Because they want you to believe that there's you need somebody else outside of yourself constantly.
Yes.
To feel good.
Yes.
So this has been a great conversation. Yeah. And we've gone on quite a while. Great information. Please share, ladies, all about how people can get a hold of you guys and Spirit Calling. If you want to leave the information in the comments.
Yeah, I'll start copying it into the comments, Lisa, if you want to tell them our handles.
Sure. So you can join us. That's most important.
Oh, there's so many ways.
Just come directly to the website, spirit-calling.com. And you can get more information, and you can actually join the community right there. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm going to need to I don't know these by heart.
Oh.
never really online. But you can follow us on Instagram at spirit_calling. You can follow us on Facebook at Spirit Calling, Live the Call. And probably the most fun is to find us on YouTube. We have 2 different channels. One is Spirit Calling, Live the Call. And that is where you can catch up on things that have actually happened within the portal. We share some of that with the public so that you can learn and raise your vibration to the point where you actually want to come in and surround yourself with people of the same vibration and higher. And then you can join us on YouTube at Jive Journey. That's the handle, at Jive Journey. And that's where Pamela and I have really uncensored conversations.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be uncensored.
It's
Uncensored
so fun.
conversations about living the spiritual life. What is it like to be walking this path? What is it like to be on this healing journey of ours? There's so much to it.
Yeah. Jive Journey. It was great. That was told to us by Spirit too in the middle of the night. Jive Journey. No joke.
I'm glad that they wake you up.
They wake you up for other things too. But and also, just so everyone knows, we're going to be posting channeled messages from the Great Council of Light for events that are coming on in the future on our YouTube. Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be Spirit Calling, Live the Call.
Yes. So we loved being with you today and sharing space, Jackie. It was so great.
Thank you so much for all you shared. These women are really, truly amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Reach out and have the most amazing day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.